Hey everybody, and welcome to another Age of Grogu, and I got with me Elijah, Max, and Jason. Hey guys, how's it going?
And Enzo.
And Enzo. Yeah. And we've got Enzo! Hey Enzo! You're coming up on Christmas in a week's time. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah. How's everybody been?
good.
Good? Cool?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Fair enough.
Moving through
And,
December, it's crazy. It's like the almost
uh-huh.
end of the year. It's kind of nuts.
I know this year's just gone so quickly. Last week we did our favorite films of 2023, and I guess what we'll do today is we'll break down our interests of what is upcoming of 2024, between movies and TV shows is the goal. Aside from that, anything much happened this week, guys? Anything you catch at all in the last week that you hadn't seen before?
Finally watched Barbie.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think?
Yeah,
Barbie.
that's good. I liked
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's unique. It's uniquely done. I thought it
It's
was
a
very
heavy,
crafted. Well,
heavy concept. It's like
yeah.
heavily conceptual.
Mhm.
I like how it kind of like it reminds me of like how Lego Movie did it, where
Sure. Yeah,
it's
you're right.
not just a world within the toy universe. It's
Yeah.
the toy in relation to like it being a toy.
Wait
You
a
know,
minute.
they really
It just
embrace
clicked to me. Is
the Will
is
Ferrell's in both of
is
them.
he
Yeah, yeah.
is that his day job? Is that like he goes to the office and that would
Oh,
be
I just
funny.
need
That
to
would be
connect those two.
that
Like
would
he
be an
goes home
in-world. I didn't even think about that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that'd be.
That would be like, yeah, that would be his day job that he goes to. Then he goes home to his kid
and
who imagines the world of Lego. Oh my
it
god. I don't know what
Barbie
kind of
it reminded me of like a kind of like high concept 70s film kind
yeah.
of,
Yeah.
right? Did you guys get that kind of?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it definitely was. Because it
There was
had a very
definitely some
retro feel
technical
to it.
madness in there. There
Sure.
was some ideas like where it would break out into song.
Yeah.
There's some stuff where definitely stuff you wouldn't see in a modern movie.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Anchorman, how's it going?
To like Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
depends on what context. I
Yeah.
mean, do you like him as like? Do you think he's a great person? Because he's probably not a very good person. But
Uh huh.
I mean,
I
if you
mean,
Yeah.
think
if
he's cute, that's all you, man.
you talk about Ben Swolo, then yeah,
Hmm.
it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right to like Ben Swolo.
I don't think he
So.
was redeemed. I don't think he was redeemed like Anakin was redeemed. I mean,
Uh
I'm gonna
huh.
be honest.
No, there's
That,
more
like,
redemption than just to kiss Ray. You know,
Mm.
that's not a redemption, right? Enzo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Enzo doesn't believe.
And
Enzo doesn't.
Enzo's not a fan of for Kylo. But
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
What?
he's cool
Does look
design.
cool.
You can like villains.
I mean,
I
it's
like
like
Doctor Doom, but he's
that's
an
like
awful person. He's just a fascist.
Yeah.
well, that's like Vader. Like he's the worst person
Hmm.
in the galaxy, but he looks cool.
Yeah.
He's
I
the
think
most
that's what
sold
he's
toy.
done.
There you
Yeah.
go. I ended up by seeing Wonka the other day, a few nights ago.
Right.
I heard it's a
I
musical.
It is a musical, but hey, so's the
No, I just it's
Gene
weird 'cause they didn't
Wilder.
advertise it as one.
No, they
The
don't.
last
If it,
two
oh yeah,
were-
they don't advertise it as one. It did very well. It made like 39 million over the opening weekend here in the box office, and I think about 140 worldwide. But I felt good when I came out of the film. It was just a feel good
How
movie.
many
It
how
did
many
what.
song numbers was in it? How many?
I'd say about maybe eight.
And was it
Throughout.
musical within like? Was it musical as telling the story musical or musical numbers?
It was musical as telling the story. Well, no, it was musical numbers.
Okay.
It was kind of a
There's a
mixture of
difference
both.
between like a musical,
Yeah.
like West Side Story, and like
In,
whatever, like where they're like where they
oh
you
no,
know,
no, they weren't
song
telling the
numbers.
story. They were mostly just singing about their
Okay.
emotion at the moment of the time, kind of thing. It was kind of this.
Associated songs.
Yeah, well, but the
They
thing is
usually
that,
are.
but so was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original
Yeah,
Willy
I know.
Wonka.
I was
Yeah,
just asking
yeah.
what music, how musical was it, or like what
Yeah,
direction?
it was about the same as the original, the '70s movie, because that had a good like what 6 or 7 songs in there, didn't it? From memory, yeah. So it had the same
Yeah, but
thing. It
those
had
songs
about
were definitely
eight or so.
chaotic. That movie had
Yeah,
definitely a more chaotic feeling than I think this one has.
right. Have you seen Wonka yet, or did you see it, Max?
No,
Or
I've seen some of the stuff. I
yeah,
looked at some of the songs because I heard
right.
I was surprised to hear it was a musical because it was not advertised as one.
No. Well, again, I think that would turn people away, and a lot of people forget that the
That's
original
what I
Willy Wonka
heard.
was
I heard
was a
that
musical.
studios are starting to not advertise musicals as musicals because
Yeah.
they think people are going to just run and hide.
Yeah, but the thing is, apart from the fact it did well in its opening weekend, there was nothing bad about it. It was just it set out what it set out to do. I haven't seen Paddington 1 or Paddington Part 2, but I imagine it has the same kind of vibe that people really enjoyed about those films, from what I understand.
Paddington's a masterpiece.
Yeah, so I mean, I put this up there. It was a very well done film. I felt good. It did what it wanted it to do, what it wanted a family film to do. You came out feeling a little better about yourself and a little better about the world for just a short time of walking out of the film. And I felt that. It was like, yeah. I thought that, what's his name? Timothy Chalamet was good. Yeah, he was good. He can sing, He's
Good enough to be
actually
Batman? You
good
brought
enough
that
to
up
be.
last week to me.
No. Well, I don't know
No,
if that's official.
Batman, no.
I read that somewhere. No, I read that he'd be
got the
Bruce
job
Wayne,
bones
but
for it.
I
He's
don't
got
know.
the
I
job bones
don't.
for
Yeah,
the Black Cowl.
yeah. I don't know if that's true or not. That's still a rumor.
I
So
think he'd be
it's
an
like,
interesting Tim Drake. I think it'd be funny for Tim to be Tim.
yeah. Anyway, but at the same time, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was worth checking out, that's for sure, at least once, even if it's out, on home video or whatever. You might see Aquaman 2 or
Dude, has anyone got tickets for this movie? That's the
I-
thing.
not
think
yet,
it's gonna
no.
do so
No.
horribly. Even I'm
No.
like, I'll get
There's-
tickets next week because theaters are.
That's
just-
it. Yeah,
Like,
there's a
I'm sure
short
theaters
list.
are empty.
There's a short
bet
set of
you-
films coming up between now and the end of the year, right, Elijah?
I bet you could look at I bet you can
Yeah.
go on AMC and just look at
Yeah.
like if theater how booked it is for Aquaman. I'm sure it's like
Yeah.
really empty.
It's probably not good.
It's bad.
It's probably not.
I heard.
In
Jay,
fact,
I saw
I'm
something.
gonna do that
Jason
right now
Momoa
just because
joking.
now that you bring that up, I'm curious
Yeah,
just to see what the
I saw Jason
opening
Momoa joking about
opening
this
day
week.
at like
Yeah.
sure.
9
Yeah.
o'clock is or whatever.
Wait, is that out now?
Comes out the 22nd. 22nd, I
Great.
think it is. Yeah, next week.
Yeah,
There's a lot of films.
no one-
There is a lot of
everyone
films
forgot
coming
about
out. Yeah, there's a lot of films coming out between now and the end
But
of
the
the year.
first one made $1 billion.
but-
like,
yeah.
that's
But-
worth noting. Like that's
Yeah.
this is $1 billion movie. The next one's gonna make probably
There-
like Blue Beetle money.
There is definitely a psychological element about it, though. Apart from the fact the trailer has not looked that impressed, and they haven't put the kind of effort behind the trailers as they did the others.
I think it's
But
DC's
there's a
crumbling.
psychological.
I mean, not
yeah. Well,
DC's
it's-
crumbling, but that era of DC crumbled, and now
Yeah,
it's-
that's it. Yeah, I mean, there's a psychological thing of like they're going to change the format, they're going to change the actors, they're going to change the story arcs.
It doesn't
So
connect to
who really cares? It doesn't connect to anything. We have no advantage of watching this film now, so I don't think it's going to do very well. I'd be
Well,
surprised.
I don't think
if
the
it does.
success of like superhero films is based on like the connection, the connectivity.
Well, I think if you know
No,
that you know
but-
it was supposed to be
I
connected
think-
to something, and now
but
that
the
universe
universe, the
is dead,
bulk
it's a-
of that
it's a different
universe.
thing. That's
Yeah.
what
it's
I mean.
superhero fatigue. I think that's what's happening.
That's
Like,
different.
we're-
I think it's
we're
it's a
done.
mixture of everything. I think
Yes
it's a
and
mixture
no.
of
I mean,
everything.
I know the story of Aqua Baby, and it's a really funny story, and it's even I'm not excited for the movie, and that's something that would usually excite me when I know when I'm familiar with the source material like
Right.
that. But it's like even this, I don't think it's superhero fatigue as much as it just looks lame. I think the buddy comedy doesn't work for Aquaman.
Sure.
Instead of doing this great world building, they're advertising it as like a road trip movie with Aquaman and his annoying older brother. And I think they're leaning into the comedy too much with Jason Momoa, thinking that'll save them. And I think that doesn't exactly suit the character that they need Aquaman to be.
Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, I'm sure we may see it between now
Aqua
and
Baby,
the end of the
Aqua
year.
Baby in the comics. They're not going to do it in the movie because they don't have the guts. But in the comics, Aqua Baby's story is he has to fight. Aquaman has to fight his sidekick Garth for the life of Aqua Baby because it's like a whole gladiator trial crazy thing. Aquaman's gonna kill his former partner or his sidekick, and then he doesn't. But then Aqua Baby dies anyway.
Right.
Aqua Baby gets murked, and then he loses his sidekick because his sidekick was like, "You were gonna kill me to save your son's life.
Yeah.
We didn't even try and stop him. We could have stopped him together." And it was a crazy intense moment that redefined the Aquaman character.
Yeah.
I guess you had to be there.
I've heard
No,
that she's.
it was in like the 40s or so. It was like it was a really early Aquaman story that really kind of change
All
the
right.
tide into this character, kind of a pulp character, something a little more serious, and also,
Yeah.
it gives the character some guts.
Yeah. I've heard Amber Heard is in the film and she'll be kept. The scenes will be kept with her, but I've also heard that they're going to minimize down the portions of scenes that they had her included into. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I might go see it because I enjoyed the first one and I enjoyed what James Wong did for the first one. Maybe some of that will trickle through into the second one, and we just don't see it from the trailers. But right now, the trailers are not doing anything for me. So, but I may go see it again if it's a shitstorm day and there's nothing going on. I'm just gonna I might go and check it out.
He's
just
James
shits and
Wan's
giggles.
directing this one too.
I believe so. Yeah.
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 That's what's so weird about it is, the lead up to the movie was 2 years ago almost. We got the first image of him in the black suit, in the stealth suit, and then it was like so hush hush, and then still it's like they're keeping the plot like, oh, all it is bad guy gets magic trident. That's the entirety of the plot, and it's like I don't know why they couldn't spend those 2 years hyping up this movie a little bit so people wanted to see it.
Yep.
There's still just advertising as a comedy, which who wants more superhero comedy? That's where the fatigue came from.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else that you guys caught this past week or so? Anything new? Anything
Fargo.
interesting? Huh? Which one?
The Fargo TV show.
Oh, Fargo. Okay, how was
The
that?
new season's it's incredible. John Hamm plays crazy religious cult leading sheriff. And Juno Temple from Ted Lasso plays a Midwestern mom being hunted by him.
Nice.
Right.
It's like John Hamm reprising his role in Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes, but he plays it full serious, and you see his tush.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, dude, I gotta watch it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's check out movies that are coming out in 2024, guys. For the most part, now, I mean, usually we do a top 5 anticipation or whatever, but the fact is, most of these films coming out, we're all going to be in the same boat of whatever. So I figured we might just go through a list of the movies coming out that actually, that is like a yay or a nay. We don't know. We'll talk about it for a few minutes on each film, but. I'm going to go on
I was going to say in text message, it seems like these trailers are coming out closer and closer to the release of the movie within like 3 months.
Yeah,
like you see a movie and then the movie's going, and then the trailer's going,
Yeah.
So our time of like getting trailers way early is like I think over. It seems like we haven't seen a trailer for some of these. It's like.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely stuff that is coming out that's we don't know. There's also stuff that hasn't officially been announced for 2024. Sorry. There's things that are anticipated to come out, but we just don't know if they're going to drop it next year or the year after. And because of the strike and everything like that, I can understand where things might get pushed definitely to 2025. And some things are official, some things are not. And it's like, let's start with this one. Alien Romulus. There's a new Alien film that is also going to be doing a new series, or a series based around the Alien series, but now I hear that's not going to come out to 2025. And I don't know if this is like the prelude to the new series, or whether this is just another Alien film. No idea what it's about, just the fact that it's going to be released in 2024.
Romulus, huh? So reference to the Roman Empire.
Yeah, I mean, maybe again, this image here just I don't know.
Looks like
live off of that alien's wolf's milk.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's a weird image. I assume this is an official.
It fits the new, I guess, the new trilogy, right? And it was like Prometheus. What was the last one? Covenant.
Sure. Covenant. Yeah,
what have to do with anything?
Romulus and Romulus. Is,
I mean, I like that. I like that motif of naming their films. I think that's a huge win on my book.
I guess we know little about it, but I mean, I'd be curious to see what it's about. Elijah, you're not an Aliens fan.
I mean,
huh?
no, I like Alien. I really like Alien.
Right.
Aliens is okay, and then after that, like I kind of lose track of it, and they just
I'm in the same
kind of
boat.
go in directions.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
just like really.
Kind of lost their way, but then like Ridley Scott came back with Prometheus, and then
Yeah, and even that didn't grab me too
That didn't
much.
grab me.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I love
okay,
Prometheus.
it's like
Yeah.
I liked it.
it worked better as just like an unstoppable like hunter that's gonna like come and kill you. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
Like a monster movie.
too much of it is.
He tried to elevate it too
less
much
interesting
with Prometheus.
But you never know. You never know.
Right.
But
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm more curious about the TV series that they're shooting because a serial
TV series.
Yeah, there's this TV series that's going to be released, and they're shooting at the beginning, shooting in January, I believe, or they're picking up shooting it because they've been shooting it. It stopped in the middle of the strikes, but apparently they're going to continue picking up. So it's either late 2024, but my guess is going to be 2025 before they release the Alien TV series. So I mean, again, I don't know if this has got any connection to the series, but I'd be more interested in seeing where that kind of goes.
When would that take place? Do we know anything else from the
Nothing.
TV series? It's just
Nothing.
Just know
Nothing.
that there's a TV series coming.
That's it. Yeah, that they're in the
There may or may
process of
not be
shooting.
aliens in the TV series.
I'm sure there will be.
Schrodinger's aliens.
Again, alphabetical order. I didn't even know this was being made, but Bad Boys for Life, a fourth Bad Boys film.
Oh, I didn't even watch the
Didn't that
third
come
one.
out?
oh my
See,
goodness,
I never really kind of got into these films.
they're just
Maybe already
illustrations
came out.
now.
But-
I've
They're
watched
so
that
old they
movie.
can't make them look
That's
like
it, yeah.
good, so they just airbrush. Like that's just an illustration.
Yeah,
They're just like
And this-
we'll make them look young by doing an illustration.
yeah.
Looks like a Grand Theft Auto poster.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
kinda
what
does.
looks like.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
wait. So there was a third one, right?
There was
Or-
a
This
third one,
was- Yeah, wouldn't the new one be the fifth one? I feel like I saw Bad Boys 4.
Oh, maybe this is the fifth one. I thought this was 4. I swear
Maybe I'm
this is
losing
4.
count. Maybe I'm losing count.
Right.
No, there's only like 3, right?
Yeah, I thought there was 3.
Was 3 the one made like 2 years ago?
I thought so, and I
think
thought that
so,
wasn't that
yeah.
one like only
Okay.
Netflix, or was that
They're
like,
like a decade. They're all like a
that's
decade
funny.
apart from each other.
I'm sure he will. Yeah, they are. Again, it's like good for them that they keep on making these films after all this time. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's an interesting, it is for some people. There's going to be a certain audience out there that'll watch it. I don't know if it's going to be particularly, something I'll watch because I really haven't watched the other ones. But I don't know. It's
a modern action film.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, modern action film. We don't get to see a lot of those recently. It doesn't feel like it as much as we normally get.
You ain't never seen Bad Boys 2?
Huh?
No,
Bad
just,
Boys-
like in Hot
I've only
Fuzz,
seen I saw the
they
first
watch
one
it
years
in-
ago.
They watch it in Hot Fuzz. You
Oh,
never
really?
watched Bad Boys 2?
No, I haven't.
You've never watched Bad Boys
Yeah,
2?
we're firing 2 guns.
Which one do you want to watch first?
Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
Fair
watch
enough.
them both.
Fair enough.
That's my favorite scene where he's listing all the ridiculous things he thinks cops in big cities do.
Uh-huh.
You never,
I think
you
if
never
you've ever
shot
been
your gun in
stabbed,
the
you
air.
have.
Anchor Man's never seen Bad Boys.
You never shot your gun in the air and said, ah.
Hey, Ted the Bear. Vader almost ripped me in half a couple of years back. Okay, all right, fair enough. That's it. There's a new Ted series coming out in January too, isn't there?
There is. I forgot about that.
There is. I didn't put that on the list. I'm sorry, Ted the Bear.
it's still, McFarlane's still doing the voice, or is somebody else doing it now?
Yeah.
I
Colin's
assume
doing
he
the
is.
voice. No
Yeah.
Wahlberg or anyone else.
Yeah.
It's a
Sounds like
prequel
Ted.
to when he's a kid.
Oh, that's what it
So I
was.
guess we'll see
Okay.
the rise of Ted becoming
Wait,
a
wait.
celebrity.
Oh, really? Okay, because that's it. Yeah, they did do that whole prequel thing because it was
you
a
get the whole-
child's imagination, wasn't it? in
Look
the
what
first one?
Jesus did. Look
Yeah.
what Jesus did.
Those movies actually have some really great moments in them. I'm not gonna lie, those Ted movies.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah, they're good
funny.
moments.
They were fun.
Funny.
They were fun. They were fun. They were fun. All right, guys. Next film on the list. We kind of talked about this a little bit last week or the week before, but Civil War. It's kind of less. I don't know. It started off being exciting, and now it's kind of less like appealing. I don't know.
It's so centrist that it's just a little gonna be too much plot driven. I feel like it's gonna
Sure.
be a lot of like Last of Us vibes of like the world's crumbling, but these people have to
Yeah.
walk the line between great and not great. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's gonna be
I feel
like a
like-
thing that unites like different factions of like
Yeah.
politics, you know?
Yeah.
Like
It
I
should
never
be a
knew I'd
satire.
fighting I never knew I'd be fighting side by side with a MAGA before. How about fighting side by side with a friend? You know, it's
you're right. It's gonna be one of those kind of, and it will be one of those. It will be that. It will be like that.
California together.
Can't we all get along? Yeah, I guess it's going to end up
been a satire about how one side was aggressively trying to cling to power and one side was not able to stop it because of leniency.
It's too polarizing, man. That's too. It's too soon.
Yeah. Anyway, that's one of the ones.
We got to win them back. They already think Hollywood's so lenient.
Now, there's no official visual media for this, so I'm just going to put this up here. But Beetlejuice 2 is coming out later this year. I'm going to assume it's much later in the year.
I don't know. I think they're just gonna I mean, I guess they'll probably wait until October. I'm assuming at this point.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they
drop whenever they want.
They only had like a week or two of shooting to finish after the strikes, and they finished that, right after the strikes. So I assume they'll try to get it out there for either a summer or an October release. But I'm curious. I always enjoy.
This will be a Jenna Ortega movie.
It probably will be. It probably will be. That's it, because Anchorman has got the crush on Jenna Ortega there. But
everyone wanted, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone was asking for.
Well, I mean,
that's kind of the obvious choice at this point.
They've been talking about it for years.
It's like it's Tim Burton's flavor of the week.
Yeah,
right?
Reach too old. It's like
yeah. But there is a lot of the original cast coming back, I've read. So they've got, I believe, O'Hara. I forgot her name.
Kathleen O'Hara.
Kathleen O'Hara. That's it. I believe she's coming back, and of course, Michael Keaton is always fun to see. I mean, I'm just curious to see what they do and take it further. I'm also curious whether they're gonna CGI the crap out of it, or whether there's gonna be a bit of traditional Tim Burton-esque.
Like they're not going to, after seeing what they did to rebuild their setup in that.
Yeah.
In that new. Whatever.
Yeah.
In the area where they shot it, they rebuilt everything. So I'd hope that they just go back to the same look. It's
me too.
Stop motion, whatever. It's the same. It looks exactly the same.
They the sandworms.
They had one promotional shot of Tim Burton in the waiting room in the afterlife waiting room, and just sitting. I'm like, oh, that's not It's not Alice in Wonderland. I mean, obviously, I don't think they're going to go that far.
Right.
That's what makes kind of
it's his property that he's remaking.
Sure.
So
and I think there's also been an I think he is hearing the outcries about people liking his older stuff because of the old school techniques, and it would be nice to see Tim Burton, at least in his later years, go back to some of his old school techniques.
I think it would be well done, and he'd probably really enjoyed it. If whatever practical stuff they did, I'm sure it looks good, and he enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yes, we know. Sorry.
Is that why we liked it though? Because of the stop motion? I think it was just because it was fresh at the time. I think
it was fresh. It was wacky.
It's got a feel to it. It's definitely got
it's a vibe.
Because we were younger back then, and it was something fresh to the scene. I think we've kind of, we've had enough Tim Burton for a while. I think he was getting kind of annoying to a lot of people, but I don't think it was the stop motion that kind of captured us at first, No,
but I'm saying that, the charming thing about Tim Burton's style when he was younger was he was forced to use this stop motion look and vibe to all of his films, and
there was that because that was all we had, but we really had no Tim Burton before that, so I think it was just him himself. It's not the methods he used that is responsible for his success and appeal at the time.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Deadpool 3.
I'm excited for this one.
I'm just excited. I've
seen so much weird leaks and rumors. I don't know what's real, what they're just putting in as jokes. I've seen pictures of the wildest things.
Yes.
It's a mystery box movie at this point. We have no clue what's going to be in it. It could just be nuts, Yeah.
I mean, this
insane. There's people reportedly people cast as I don't even want to say because I'm afraid of spoiling it, but
did they?
This Deadpool series has been built on leaks, you know.
Right, sure. Yeah. Did they actually announce that they'd finished shooting the third film, or did they officially? They haven't. They're still shooting it.
Yeah,
okay.
I think started while they're still filming.
Right. Yeah.
We don't even have an official cast list besides Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. The fact
I've heard there's a Cassandra Nova, and I heard she's officially cast, but I don't remember who the actress is.
Yeah, and then I've also read that
Deadpool kills the Fox.
What's her name is back as too. So
that's been the speculation so far, huh? Deadpool kills the Fox universe.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, I think that would be kind of a fun thing. I mean, we'll see. I mean, again, I'm sure it's going to be fun. I'm sure it's going to be violent. I'm sure it's going to be rated R as they've said that they're going to do. And yeah, I mean, Deadpool 3. To my delight, Despicable Me 4 is coming out. I don't think I've seen a trailer for it yet. The Despicable Me films and the Minions films do very well, obviously, for Illumination. So it's kind of fun. Animation, you know me. I guess not much else to say, huh? Nope, guess not. Dune 2. Dune Part 2. I need to rewatch Dune Part 1 before I go see this film because I do need a refresher, but I loved every part of this. And honestly, see it.
All you need to know is that the spice needs to flow.
The spice needs to flow. See it in Dolby. Please, see it in Dolby. The sound was better than seeing it in IMAX. Yeah, it's a cool poster, too.
I missed watching it in the theater, and I just kind of didn't really pay attention when I had to watch it on...
It didn't last too long. Yeah,
so I need to focus. I need to sit and watch that first one again and see if I'm even interested in this.
Yeah, I mean, story. It was definitely a slow-moving story, but for me, visually, the sound is incredible in this film. They definitely paid a lot of emphasis onto that, and again, the characters were more interesting to me than the original one that was shot. Any other thoughts?
Oh no, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I've been waiting ever since I saw the end of the first one. I've been waiting for this one.
Yeah, coming off the efforts.
I'm tired of them doing these big sprawling stories in parts like this, though, because it's just such a long wait, and then it's like you watch one half of a thing, and then you're like, I gotta remind myself what I.
It would have been. It would have been out by now. It would have been out.
I know, you got the old poster. Yeah. That's the third.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, it definitely was an old one. Yeah. So coming off of the heels of Godzilla -1, which I thought was very well done, we've got another Godzilla film coming out.
This one looks way different.
This is the American version, right? This is the American.
It's definitely way more Americanized. It's like an Avengers film with Godzilla and Kong.
He even has a gauntlet.
Trailer looked bad.
Kong even has a gauntlet.
It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
One scene of them running like the Avengers together, I started laughing so hard. It's the dumbest interpretation of these characters.
I'm getting really confused on
dumb stuff.
How many King Kong things there are. I mean, how many Godzilla?
This is the third Americanized one in recent years, right? Is it? Or is this
right now, Godzilla. There's a book right now, Godzilla versus Kong versus the Justice League. That's the actual book going on right now.
That'd be kind of fun to read.
This one's there's Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla God of Monsters, Godzilla versus Kong. So this is like the fifth one.
And Monarch, the TV show.
Yeah.
Not counting that. This looks like I saw the trailer for this, and it looks like a fake movie that you'd see in a movie.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It just doesn't.
They need to do like a Justice League version of this, and they could team up with the Stay Puft and then the giant baby from Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Hey, Sock, how's it going? Godzilla TV show? I haven't seen the Godzilla TV show.
Monarch is good. Monarch, you have Anders Holmes
Apple TV.
Playing the same character John Goodman was in the Kong movies.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You got Kurt Russell and his son playing the same role. It takes place in two different times.
Okay.
It's that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Nice. So you get like the whole Monarch.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, I don't think any of what we've seen in any of the Americanized versions of these films really touch base of how good I really like Godzilla minus one, which was just.
It's nice to know that
one people who understand it.
It's nice to know that the glory of Godzilla is back in the hands of the Japanese.
Yeah, I agree. But it's also nice to see. I mean, it's also nice to see finally America is open for a lot more overseas international filmmaking, whether it be shows like Squid Games or movies like Kong, and appreciating the value of directors from overseas.
This is Brent's idea of foreign films.
Yeah.
Shut up. You know what I mean. But I'm just saying.
Foreign films are a thing, Brent, right?
I'm just saying there is films that could be considered, and TV shows that should be considered big budget, or as Americanized big budget as you can get without it being.
There's other countries out there, Brent.
Yes, I know, but I'm just saying that. Oh, good God! I'm just gonna move on.
Yeah.
Speaking of American films, here we are with Gladiator Part 2.
I wish we got the original plot for the second Gladiator.
Which was what?
Like it being like a warrior through time or something? Like
exactly.
Is that what it was?
He was going to die and then reincarnate and be a warrior fighting through time.
Oh, okay.
Like
that's kind of cool.
Different eras of war.
No, it was written to be bad on purpose as a script to retain the rights of the movie.
Right.
Everyone's like, no, this movie.
Yeah.
Well, it was so the studio could retain the right. They basically just paid him to say, we just need to
rip up a file.
You know what's funny is like a script like that. Nowadays in Hollywood, they'll be like, "Oh, don't tempt me, man!" Like,
I know,
do something like that, right? Something that would never have a chance in like around 2000. Now is actually probably like one of many.
Yeah.
At this point, like
they'll
probably really consider that if that were to resurface again.
That sounds like a plot of like a comedy where like they take an old script that like couldn't be made like.
That's like producers, right?
Greenlight it, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you're making that movie? Oh my gosh, what are you doing?"
Reverse producers.
Yeah.
They tried to do that. This one, a guy's script accidentally does really good, and it was like, no, that was never supposed to come out.
Right.
Yeah,
I know, right? Because we got stuff like The Last Night in Transformers, which looks like a bunk script that someone made for fun.
Yeah.
And actually got made into a movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the first Gladiator. I don't have any need to live back and go back to that universe again.
I don't think it needs a sequel.
Yeah, it just feels like it's going to be. Yeah, it was for me. It was as good as a one-off film. It had a good beginning, middle, and end. And the fact that we're going to be picking up some years later on the next Gladiator or whatever it's going to be, and there's tie-ins to some of the family and stuff like that. I think, from what I understand, I don't know. We haven't seen. There's no trailer yet. I don't think there's a trailer that's out yet. So
that movie could be on a list of movies called "I Don't Care About These Movies."
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a synopsis on this?
I don't know actually.
They got like that poster. What is that poster you put up? What is that? Is that a real?
Oh, I don't even know. I think that might even be somebody's. Like, there was nothing out there, so I just grabbed it off the internet.
We're just desperate finding any image.
Yeah, I don't even think it's an official post. A
picture from the Rome show. And
yeah, I don't know, something.
10 years ago.
We're getting a lot of 2s next year. We are getting also Inside Out 2 coming out. The first one was very well done. I thought it was clever. Probably the last clever Pixar film that came out, in my opinion. This one,
I like how a lot of these movies are just doing 2, like the 80s.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's just part 2.
Yeah, it is.
They don't need to make up another name for it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
The emotion characters be inside. This is the one with the emotions, right? I'm not getting it mixed up.
There's new emotions, but yes, yeah.
Oh, they're
I think they should do it inside of a
Yeah.
hostile world leader. I think that's who they should be. The one the emotions are inside of.
The kid is 13. That's all she is.
No, I know that should be the twist to make this one more.
Oh, gotcha. All right, okay.
They're in the
hostile world leader.
That's the whole thing about Inside Out is that making that movie, you could only do it if it's like in a girl, because if it was a boys, it would be an X-rated film.
You're like, oh, boys have problems.
Good point. Yeah, they would have trouble.
It'd just get gross fast.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, I'll probably go check it out. I enjoyed the first one. I saw it on the big screen, and I'll check out the other one. Another film coming out next year is Joker. Folly Deluxe.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, I know. It's
more
again
movies we don't need.
Well, that's it. I again goes to the second. We've got a second film. I don't feel that we needed
casting of Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. I kind of like that casting.
Sure.
I don't know if it's just me. That's kind of fire casting.
Yeah.
This also feels like a fake movie. Like Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. This is another movie that you'd see on a poster in I Am Legend.
I'm going to assume this film only got made because it was radically different from the first one, and so radically different that
this is the curse of success. Like, it was a super successful movie, and then they just kind of it feels like we obviously haven't seen it yet.
Anthony, how's it going? Hey, Anthony, composer, congratulations. He's got a film coming out too, actually. I haven't got it written down here. Actually, no, it came out. Wait. Anthony, remind me, I've got a mental block. Anthony's a composer who worked with us with Dave Yarvesky on a few films.
Cool.
Yeah, really wonderful composer, and he's been nominated for a few awards this year, so congratulations. Which is awesome. So yeah, Joker. Back to Joker.
I just think this movie's so weird because Todd Phillips didn't want to make a Joker movie. Really, he made basically King of Comedy remake. And I don't know why there's no way this time around he's gonna be like, actually, I randomly got into comics, because the first time he openly said he wasn't a comic book guy. I don't know why he needs the sequel to the art house Joker movie.
Yeah.
I
thought the first one was just a good one and done. Yeah,
that's what I was saying. The curse of success is like, now we have to deal with this, which feels like a forced sequel because the first one did so well. Yeah.
No, exactly. Yeah. Either way, we haven't really seen anything much from it. I still will probably go see it.
Meta with it. It'd be cool to go really meta and have Harley be like kind of infatuated with Joker in a way of showing like why, like how people like our world kind of clung to Joker.
Only right direction to go with this.
Right.
I just thought that's an interesting direction to take it in. I did see some photos. I don't know if it was real or fake or just a meme that was edited. It looked like Lady Gaga on the stairs. And that would be a really funny kind of meta reference to how people kind of idolize this character who's obviously a horrible person in every medium, including this one. And it's I don't know. That'd be an interesting take on it.
He joined like the whole Patrick Bateman.
Exactly. They make fun of the kind of the incel vibe of people who cling into those bad characters.
I was at a park with Enzo, and I saw a guy with his kid with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker tattooed on his arm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like, whoa. It's like, wow, can you imagine liking an interpretation of a character that much? This Sigma kind of...
I saw someone with a Red Skull tattoo at a comic book convention, and I was like, bro, that's horrible.
It's funny.
It's like an imaginary swastika. Like,
it's really like a thing.
I like comic Hitler. He's great.
I really wanted to ask him about it, but I was like kind of scared. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna say.
Yeah. And you think it was just like a botched thing? Like
it was a Misfits logo that went wrong.
Moving along, guys. Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. I'm excited.
Yep, this looks good. Yeah. I'm in for another one. Hopefully, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that went quiet. I think we've talked about it. We did a reaction to the trailer, so teaser trailer. I'm sure we'll get another trailer before.
It's like there's not, waiting to see more of what this can be. It's like, okay, whatever. Let's see more, but I'm excited to see it.
I don't know if it's just me, but the Ghostbusters of LA, I've been seeing a lot more of them around lately.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
because the Ghostbusters movies are back, and now they can finally dig up all their stuff in the basement and be like, Ghostbusters are relevant again.
everywhere, like almost once a week now.
Wow.
I'm just going to butt in here with this out. The trailer didn't show us a lot, but I don't know if it's going to be bad. I think it's going to. I'm hoping they'll be holding back some of their stuff. Actually, there was an interview I read with Dan Aykroyd, and he did say this is actually more emotional than the other films that they've done. So I don't know what that means exactly.
I think this will be more emotional than the last one. They had CGI Harold Ramis, and they made it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was still in tears. Exactly. I was in tears. That still made me work.
And Dan Aykroyd in emotions. Yeah. I don't know how
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't seem to, does he?
He's one of those people who gets more weird the more you hear from him. You know?
Yeah.
He just gets weirder and weirder.
Well, it's like, this guy's got some cool vodka company. And then you hear the reason behind his vodka company, and you're like, aliens?
Yeah. Either way, I'm excited to see it. Another film that comes out early next year, which we've seen the trailer for recently, is ISS, which is it looks interesting. I mean, like, it's an old-fashioned thriller in a space station where the rest of the world goes nuclear, and
with a twist, a slight satirical political twist.
Should be, yeah. There's no winning.
It's a microcosm.
Yeah, no one is winning in this scenario. The planet is doomed.
I think there'll be a winner. I think there'll be one winner, and he'll be really mad that he won.
It's so funny where we got movies like Red Dawn again. Mm-hmm. You know, where we're all
sure, yeah,
Russia,
yeah,
careful for Russia.
Yeah, nah. It looks well planned out. I'm hoping execution of this film is entertaining at least, but it's got a January time slot, so I'll probably go check it out for sure. It just looks kind of fun. Towards the other end of the year, towards December is what I believe is an animated film, The War of the Rohirrim. I can't pronounce that name. I can't even Rohirrim. Yeah. A Lord of the Rings animated film.
This is the anime.
Yeah.
They're doing a Lord of the Rings anime. I remember hearing about this for the first time. We were on my stream and we were doing just research on it while I streamed. And,
I'd not heard about it.
Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield
music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sword and Shield anime.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I actually didn't put Madam Web on there. I completely forgot to put Madam Web.
You're going to be the one person in that theater.
I'm going to...
The movie makes me so unbelievably mad.
I'm going to see it out of respect of one of the all-new nerds actually was a PA on that film, and his name will be in the credits, I'm sure. I would hope. But he actually got some PA work on the film when they shot in Boston. So I will go check it out because of that. I'm not expecting much.
Weeks of we Googled these characters.
Yeah.
We had a different script and we Googled these characters.
Oh, this was like a script that existed before, and then they just kind of fashioned it to become a Spider-Man. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah.
Into a it's that didn't work. So they looked at clairvoyant superheroes. Mm-hmm. They found Madam Web and they went, "Oh, Sony's gonna frickin' love this one."
Yeah.
This is just gonna be a gender swapped Next or The Knowing, the Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. But either way, back to Lord of the Rings. We know nothing about this except for it's an animated film based in the same universe around a war. So I'm curious to see what they bring to fruition.
Yeah, what's it going to be on Max or what's it streaming?
I don't even know if it's. I'm not sure if it's streaming or if it's a feature film release.
Cartoon Network or something, but I guess it's going to be on Max now.
Who knows? I mean, I would like to see it on the big screen personally. We'll see. I mean, maybe it will get a big screen release. Maybe it won't. I do not know. This one, there's not really official media out for it. Elijah made me alerted to it. The Movie Critic. I just pulled.
It's not
you make that, Brent?
No. Someone I found it online, but it's Quentin Tarantino. I don't know anything about this.
It's rumored to maybe come out at the end of next year. I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know if it's in production now or not, but it's saying it's the end of next year. But it's hilarious.
All right.
Is it like
making the plot of this movie because the plot is already absurd.
All right.
Is it a life?
I did not make it. I found it. But yeah, I have no idea.
Female film critic
Is that what it is?
in
Okay.
I don't know if it's in LA or whatever. It's like it's a certain name in the late 70s.
Okay.
She's a film critic. That's what the name is.
But they write film critics for a porno mag. That's the specific detail of it. That's how Quentin Tarantino used to read the person's reviews in the back of a porno magazine or something like that.
That's what they're
I
publishing.
didn't hear that.
I don't know.
Reviews.
So this goes deep into the Quentin Tarantino lore, huh?
Yeah.
Apparently the reviews were like completely unhinged, and he was just like, infatuated with the reviews because it would be like it's already weird for movie reviews in the back of a porno mag, but them to be absurd reviews was like another level to it.
I didn't hear that. I thought she was more. I can't remember the name, but I thought it was a more revered like reporter, like film critic. That
any casting yet for this?
Described to me wrong. That's how I thought I heard it in the interview.
I don't think anything's released. I think if it's filming right now, it's super hush hush. And I was thinking, I put in the. I'm hoping that it comes out in December of next year. Like it might take a full year. I don't know.
So there's nothing else on this. No casting. No
nothing yet. Okay.
Not that I know.
So that maybe a 2024 film.
Samuel L. Jackson might be in it.
Yeah.
Probably will be in it.
Yeah. So as for films that we never really asked for, we're going to be getting through Disney. We're getting Mufasa, the Lion King.
Oh my goodness!
Looks like we're getting a prequel around Mufasa.
Wasting our time with this.
I just had to throw it out there because I figured I had to throw it out there anyway.
I didn't even know. No, my days were ruined.
They did an animated version of this, like a prequel, with like.
I think it's live action.
I think this is the live action. Yeah. Not
the Jafar movie with Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
No, my choice for Jafar is Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
I think they should have made Bambi's mom instead.
Snoop Dogg.
Bambi's mom.
That would be awesome.
The prequel
would be good. Snoop Dogg has no.
He looks like him. He looks like him, dude. That's what I was disappointed they didn't get him for live action.
There's a rumored Alf film. Oh my god, based off the puppet from the TV show.
They've been talking about that forever.
Don't tempt these boys, dude. You bring back anything from the 80s, Elijah and Brent will love it.
Well, speaking of bringing back, there's a horror film that's coming out next year based around Nostravat. I can't pronounce the name. Nostravat. Yeah, yeah, there's another one. But usually that pops up every couple of years. I don't know. Who's doing it.
The last time we had the John Malkovich one, like
it was
based on like the making of that film, and he becomes him. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think we're due for a Nosferatu.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see. Again, they haven't been nailing the creature feature horror film. Really? Oh, you've seen some images, or?
Yeah.
Okay. They just haven't been nailing the creature feature horror films very well in recent years, and it'd be nice to see one spark off properly.
I think that's the problem.
The best we get are what we do in the shadows when it comes to creature stuff.
Really? I actually haven't seen that one, but yeah.
Yeah, you'll hate
it. Almost got a great show with Swamp Thing, and then they
I know, right?
Messed it up.
Yeah, that was some body horror. That was some quality body horror, dude. When he's like ripping himself apart and
But even last year when they tried to do the last voyage of the last voyage of the Demeter. It could have been something really incredible, but it was just so slow as a film. And it's like, come on, guys, get your horror films, do something interesting and creative.
On a book, that was the problem. And it's
no, you know what the issue is that we're at a time where reality is the scarier thing.
Civil War could have been like the craziest movie, but instead it's going to be.
It needs to be a contrast from like what stuff happening, but then you just look at reality and it's like way worse that no creature film has been able to match.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. We've also got a reboot, not a reboot. This is 300 years later, apparently. The Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. There's going to be a new trilogy.
Matt Reeves not involved?
Huh? What's that?
Isn't Matt Reeves not involved with this one? Matt Reeves did the previous one.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure actually if he is or isn't. He might not be.
Look at the O in the 2024 is the attic window from the first one.
Oh, it is too. Oh, damn! I didn't catch that. That's very clever.
Wow. Still
I'm gonna check it out. I enjoyed what they did on the first 3 films.
Wait, no, this is like
no. Apparently, it's 300 years later. Apparently, the creature, from what I read, the synopsis is that the lead ape has never heard of Caesar before, and he gets to learn a bit of history about the character or something. But it's a new trilogy, so if it does well enough, it'll be a new set of 3 films.
Kicking off,
which is, by the way, which is closer to the original Planet of the Apes.
Which way for Dr. Zaius?
Yeah,
I was about to say they were about
maybe we'll get those characters.
That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, maybe.
The funniest legacy character to emerge from the shadows.
Yeah, right. I can totally see him doing that, and everyone going, "Yeah, that's Dr. Zaius."
So this next one, there's no actual media on yet. Specifically, Max suggested it's coming out soon. That is a Red
there's
Sonja.
a Red Sonja movie. They insist it's in development. They insist it's cast. They insist they filmed some of it, and they insist it's coming out next year. We'll see.
Okay, fair enough.
They do this every 2 years.
Remember the was it Rose McGowan was almost gonna be Red Sonja. They had the poster and everything.
I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
This movie's been in development. It's the same script. Apparently, it's a great script. They insist, which is why they haven't changed it. It's like apparently they go really good Red Sonja script. But
oh man, this does well. We'll get another Lady Hawk.
Oh yeah,
maybe a Beast
Were they on the same universe or?
No, I'm just talking about genre.
Okay, all right, genre-wise. Yeah, because they all came out. They were all 70s films. Did you ever see the Red Sonja?
Movie was a spin-off of the Conan Barbarian.
That's it. Yes, you're right. That's it. Yeah. Did you ever see that, Max? The Red Sonja.
Yeah, with Bridget Nielsen. Yeah.
It was not great. It was not good.
There's a reason that my comic book character looks like that with red hair. I've seen that movie a couple times.
Fair enough.
I watched Conan too young, man. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was probably at 12 when
Naked
they came out.
babes. Cannibalism. Crazy.
I just wasn't. It was weird. I wasn't hugely into fantasy. I mean, we went to the movies and we saw the original Beastmaster in the theaters. Actually, we saw it.
Man.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it was interesting. I would have been about 12, I guess, when the Beastmaster came out, and some of those, and then a year or two later was Conan the Barbarian, and I remember watching them, but they just didn't do anything for me because I was already hooked into Star Wars. Where's the droids and exactly. Yeah.
Where's that flash?
So and it's I got more into fantasy later on in life.
And lasers instead of swords and shields.
That's why they needed DC to make a Warlord movie, because it's fantasy mixed with sci-fi.
Yeah, well, that's what a good He-Man film will be if they ever make that, and that's being cancelled again. But that's the idea of sci-fi. A good fantasy sci-fi old warrior film actually is He-Man and the Master of the Universe. In its own way. It's technology and magic in the same world.
I think the problem with the movie is character designs. You can't get a lot of those character designs without changing so much of what those characters look like.
Sure, I agree. Yeah,
and I think that they don't want to just have them just look like dudes. They don't want to have them be
right. Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. How do we just not? These designs?
It was a toy line first, so
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what happens when you design for toys instead of.
They all got the same lower half body with different colors. They got the same furry crotch piece, the same belt, and the same legs.
Yeah,
little legs, big ass torsos.
Yeah. They finally dropped at the beginning of Wonka, which I saw last week, a trailer for Kung Fu Panda 4. It looks okay. It didn't look as appealing as the first 3 films to me because they've actually taken out most of the lead characters who are not in this one.
Kwan's in it, though.
Yeah, huh? What's that?
Yeah, Kwan's in this one.
Oh yeah, Key is in it, and Awkwafina is playing the protege of his character. But it looks like also from the poster, it's got his father, which was also in the third film, played by Bryan Cranston, who was very good. And they've also brought back the original villain, who's in the top right side there. But
Tiger dude, right?
Tiger, but he was killed. I assume he was killed in the first one, but
He's
now
got skadooshed.
He got skadooshed, but there's this new lizard creature in the middle top one, right? That is actually able to suck the souls out of the world.
They could mimic
the bad guys. Yeah,
even Poe too.
Yeah. So
make these moves. I figured the initial age group would have aged out because like 15 years ago or something like that.
No, but they were fun. I mean, I enjoyed the first three. I'll go see it. The trailer just didn't seem as appealing as what the first three films were for me. But I'll be curious to check and see what number 4 is like. Anyway, just for that. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's always good when they can do a remix of the song of that for one of the films. We do have another Transformers coming out. Transformers 1, July 19th, 2024.
Okay.
I hear this is old school Generation 1 Transformers. From
Transformers is in different hands right now. Everything just shifted to the Transformers universe.
Okay, including the film?
Yes. That's why I think the ending of the newest Transformers film, the tag was a little G.I. Joe reference.
Yes, yeah.
And that is because they are now both a part of the quote-unquote Energon universe in Image Comics, and they're in the same world now. And they're going to intertwine a lot of those ideas back into the movies.
The Hasbro universe.
Hasbro universe.
Yes.
Hey, I'd be fine to see where it goes. I mean,
a unified line where even if those universes are kept separate, the ideas present are prevalent in both.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. I'm on board.
I'll be curious. I mean, we've seen nothing more than... I didn't even know there was an image out, and that was the only image I'd found, but I'd heard rumor there was a new Transformers. Basically, that's it. We really just don't know too much more about that particular
If it's as good as the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee...
Are you serious? No.
Wait, what?
I hated the GoBots as a kid. I hated them.
There's some rumors that Robert Kirkman, the guy who is in charge of the Energon universe at Image, is looking to buy up some other brands and put them in there. We'll see what happens because he apparently had some big plans to do something crazy with.
They established that GoBots exist in the Marvel universe.
Right. Yeah.
The MCU. The Christmas special when Drax sees a GoBot.
Yeah.
And his friend got killed by GoBots.
That's it. That's
My
it.
friend was killed by GoBots.
GoBots.
You're right.
That is funny. Good old-fashioned disaster film gets a sequel from 20 years ago. Twisters.
What?
Yeah, we're getting a sequel to Twister.
You're getting these posters as well.
I know. This is again. There's nothing out there yet. There's no official.
You make this poster too, Brent?
But they are. No, I didn't make. I don't make any of these posters.
They're like Saturday Night Live posters.
Look at all these Brent made posters, man.
I didn't make any of these posters. I literally like. There's no media out there yet.
But
they are shooting.
This is the name of the Twister sequel. It's called
Twisters. Yes, with an S.
Like aliens.
As in multiple twisters. There's not just one big twister. There is twisters.
You save so much money on logo design. If you already have that S, you can just squeeze over there.
That's it. Yes, exactly. Anyway,
F6 instead.
I actually enjoyed the first one. I saw the first one on the big screen. I thought it was a fun film. And
it's a high octane adventure.
30 years ago, it was a fun movie.
Suck. I did not make the posters. No.
All these Brent posters.
But anyway, it comes out next year. I'm surprised it took them this long, to be honest, to make a sequel. But I don't know if it's even connected with. I don't think any of the original cast are back.
They just blew the dust off some old script that was laying around. Like, let's make this one.
Maybe could be.
For this.
Could be. Either way,
it's just like in time for a new generation to be into Twisters.
Sure. Yeah.
They should have gone full Sharknado. They should have just called it Twister 2, more tornadoes, and just had it be like batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And speaking of batshit crazy, we have Venom 3 coming out next year sometime.
There was a second one? Just kidding.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about that.
Okay, I have some theories about this.
I'm hoping it's the end, though.
I think it's going to be the end of all Venom stuff. I think they're going to ascend to the highest Venom thing. He's going to fight null. He's gonna fight an army of symbiotes. It's like there's nowhere else to go. There's after Carnage, you don't just fight some other bullshit symbiote, and they clearly have no other interest in him fighting anyone else. So he has to fight the god of all symbiotes.
Yeah. This could be like Agent Venom. You have like.
I would love one Agent Venom. He's cool.
I think that's where you go with Venom, right? You go Agent Venom.
For me, that'd be a spinoff. I mean,
yeah.
Because I feel like Agent Venom would work so much better in the MCU, though, where he could actually be a part of like the Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers or something like that.
Yeah. Either way, I may go see it, but I saw the first two and I regretted both times seeing the first two on the big screen.
Like, God, wait for the.
I may regret seeing the third one on the big screen, but yeah,
These are the only movies that get worse every time you watch it because you're like, oh, it can't be as bad as I remember. It's Venom just smashing things. Then you watch it and it's horrible. These movies are just. Every time I see Tom Hardy excited about these movies, I get so mad because he's such a talented actor, and he's like, "This is my passion project. This is what I really want to be doing."
He gets paid a lot, and he probably can make the movie in like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, low stakes. You know,
yeah.
It's like his fun. It's like his vacation.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm gonna take off my shirt or anything.
People say about it is that Eddie Brock looked like crap the whole movie.
Yeah, he gets to be all schlubby.
Yeah.
You know.
Another film for the musical fans out there that's coming out every year. Hollywood tend to bastardize a musical and do a musical. Next year we're getting Wicked, Part 1, I believe it is.
Part 1.
Part 1, yeah, they're doing it in 2 parts, based around the Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the. I can't remember which one. It did very well as a musical, but
you could do it in one movie, Hollywood.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure they could.
Milk it.
Yeah, absolutely, they're gonna milk it. Yeah. Either way, it's coming out next year. I just thought it was interesting, only because of like
took this long.
There's something up. I don't know. Well, again, it's like we have been getting some high end. You know, we got West Side Story a few years ago from Spielberg.
Les Mis.
We get Les Mis and a few others, and some of them have been decent as films.
Cats, Brent.
No, we forget about Cats, please. I never saw it in the end, but that trailer. I never saw it, but I saw the trailer. It was enough.
That's going to end up as lost media in a couple of years. Yeah. It's going to be something that's just removed from all platforms. You can't buy or rent it. DVD is going to cost like $100 to buy. Yeah. It's going to be like one of those lost media, medias.
Yeah. But either way, that looks like it's the musical of 2024 that's coming out to the big screen that Hollywood are going to torture and bastardize. So we'll see. I mean, maybe it'll be good.
They also did. I mean, this has been what was that, Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah.
Which was horrible. I never I need to watch it.
I mean, I guess we're kind of due for a remake, though, aren't we? We haven't had a Phantom of the Opera for quite a few years. I don't know. Whatever. I usually will. I've only watched the musicals that I've enjoyed, like that have a fantasy element, like Little Shop of Horrors. Les Mis had a very cool fantasy world looking. Like and I'm sorry, no. I'm talking about production design more than anything. Production design wise, Sweeney Todd was one that had that one Academy Award for best production design.
Yellow Submarine. That'd be a really interesting movie to have to do in today's world. We have like interesting production design. The plot's pretty chaotic, doesn't really make much sense.
Sure.
We know why. Really funny to see in CGI.
I just remember the cartoon being nightmare fuel for me when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy.
It was too weird for my liking.
Psychedelic.
The blue meanies and the.
Yeah.
That was what my parents would just put on for me and just walk away. Like it wasn't going to give me nightmares.
A lot of British cartoons at that point were like all weird like that. They had a weird style.
Yeah.
That like a lot of things look like that.
Yeah.
Like
moving on, we've got 2 movies left.
Into the water pipes.
Yeah. This one, Rebel Moon, obviously Part 1 comes out next week.
I've seen the reviews.
But Part 2 is coming out in
I think
2024.
y'all might have been right about this one.
What's that?
Y'all were not trashing it at first, and I see the reviews got like a 4% Rotten Tomato.
Really?
I've heard people call this like incoherent. I've heard it
doesn't look interesting to me.
While really wanting to be Star Wars. I love Zack Snyder. I think he's a great director. This one seems like
I'm the reverse. I'm not a fan of him, and it still looks like a mess, even from the trailer. It didn't do anything for me, but as a trailer. But I'm curious to check it out. We're going to see part 1, but part 2 will be out next year or whatever.
I heard that the end when it says end of part 1, people took it as a threat.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's funny. And then the last movie that I've got, at least for interest, Elijah, I think you put this one down, Spaceman, Bohemian?
Oh, yeah, Spaceman. It's
looks like another Netflix
movie. It's just looks interesting. He's playing like a Yugoslavian spaceman or the first, something like that. I don't know. It looks different. I like, huh? That?
What's that guy's name? Yuri Gagarin? Like, who was one of the first
I'm not sure. I can't. I'd have to.
Oh, it's like based on a real thing.
Yeah, it's based on a real thing.
Oh, really?
And it seems like I don't know if it's going to be a comedy or not, but I like Adam Sandler when he does his, in whatever, whatever, his different movies.
Okay.
His last.
Did you guys watch Leo?
Comedy movies.
I haven't.
I heard it was good.
I haven't yet.
Good.
Robert Smigel wrote it.
Okay.
It's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Robert Smigel wrote it. One of the
I know Robert Smigel wrote it. That's why I want to see it.
That's it. That came out last week on Disney Plus, right? Or one of the Netflix.
That's writing the movie and then going into the Triumph the Insult Comedy Dog voice. Writing a children's movie.
Right. Yeah.
Like a TV Funhouse, man.
Yeah.
SNL.
Yeah.
TV Funhouse.
That's most of the movies that kind of peaked out interest or lack of interest or whatever. Let's go to the TV shows. So we've got a little list of these too coming out next year. Start with Agatha Darkhold Diaries.
Man, totally forgot about that.
They're choosing the worst characters to make shows out of. We could have gotten like a cool Nova project.
You know what? Again, But do you think they're going to follow whatever the comics are on these characters? They're probably not. I just liked
Catherine Hahn. I think is what's pushing this has the best going for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's great at everything she does.
She seems and I even back when watching WandaVision,
give her a show.
I could watch that character. I'm curious to see what they do.
If you were to tell me that Catherine Hahn will have her own show where she's a witch, then I'd be like, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Do we think
they got her for it?
Do we think that she's going to reboot Wanda or bring back Wanda in some form or fashion?
No, I think she's living her life. I think it's going to be.
I don't actually want to.
Yeah, I mean, technically, the spell would be broken once Wanda was killed off. If that's the case, right?
Probably what's going to kick it off. Like she gets smashed previously on Wanda.
Smashed,
and then she snaps out of her trance, whatever.
Either way, I mean, we know little about what's going on. Just curious to watch. The other next show up on the list is Echo. It starts January the 10th. Basically, I'm sure we'll be doing reactions to these episodes.
Kingpin has a hole in his eye.
His eyeball.
Yeah.
You have an eye patch.
Yeah.
The eye patch.
I'm curious to see what they do. I'm not expecting a massive amount because the character didn't do it didn't do a huge amount for me, but I'll be curious to see, how they play it out. We got Arcadia Season 2 coming out, which is an animated... Arcane, sorry. I say Arcadia. Sorry, Arcane. My bad.
Arcadia is not too far from here. We can go there.
Yeah.
Arcane. Next to Monrovia.
Yeah. Which, the first one was quite visually impressive. It was
actually
quite
kind of what Arcadia looks like.
Masterpiece.
Arcane.
Yeah. Don't you mean what's the word you're looking for? Masterpiece, Brent?
Sure. I need to rewatch it because I can't remember enough. It never stuck in my brain with the story arc. I can't remember where we left off exactly, but I did enjoy it as I watched it. I just need to rewatch that show again to season 1.
I think a lot of things could take notes from the way Arcane was made.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
things a lot better. They did a really great job.
There were some great animation camera choices too and stuff that moved the story quite well, I thought. This is up for debate whether this actually will now officially get released in 2024 or later, but Daredevil Born Again. Since they rebooted... Huh? Yeah, I think it's... Huh?
I'm not stoked about seeing him become a Christian. Is that what this is about?
Yeah, he was starting a Christian church, a Christian mega church.
Well, he's certainly not going to be a lawyer anymore.
Well, I think this whole
he's
show.
He's gonna need the lawyers.
It's cursed.
Yeah. Starts that mega church.
Yeah, I get a feeling that Disney touching Daredevil is going to be cursing the franchise a little bit, and whatever happens.
Well, I don't think Daredevil needs to be that edgy and R-rated. I just think if their initial direction was hardcore law drama, they're going to alienate a lot of their fans.
I could see if that is well executed, that would be genius.
Right.
You know?
But it wasn't.
But the fact that they'd already shot 1/3 of the series.
The concept of that was is appealing. I could see the appeal to something like that.
Well, yeah, I can see the appeal of it, but it have to also be a Daredevil show. You can't have him suit up midway.
Just to be a lawyer, just be a lawyer for the first part of it.
Just doing lawyer. It's like Batman. It's like if you had a show called Superman, but just the Clark Kent stuff. It's not as good.
We did. We got Smallville.
Well, I mean, no,
he got you there, Max.
They got
you there, Max.
With a specific demographic, that was a success. How many seasons did you get, Brent?
Huh? 10.
How many?
10
seasons, Max. 10 seasons on a show like that. You're saying that's like far-fetched. Come on, man. If anything, Daredevil, it makes more sense doing that with Daredevil.
Then they have to do the Kevin Smith storyline with Karen Page.
Either way, they don't have an official release date since they're starting it from scratch after they shot a third of it or something like that and realized that it was not working. I mean, there's good things about the writer's strike that allowed them to kind of sit back and go, listen, this is not working. Let's reword this or let's rework this. And hopefully we'll get some good quality, better quality stuff in the future. We'll see.
I think with the way things are going with Marvel, we can wait. Just take your time with this stuff.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah.
It's also going to be very jarring to see his last interaction being She-Hulk, just being very kind of classic Matt Murdock of sleeping with She-Hulk and then just being kind of charming and then leaving. And then he's going to be his show is going to be so dark and gritty, as if the last two appearances he wasn't in a fantastic mood for no reason.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm fine with seeing a show change the persona of a character and spice them up. And I thought that stuff worked in She-Hulk with the Daredevil because we saw the lighter side of what he isn't. And I'm fine with it going back to the dark, but I'm also fine if She-Hulk popped up in Daredevil at some point and was a darker version, or the humor was not as antically crazy.
We're all assuming that it's going to go back to the form of what we had in the Netflix series. So,
well, it's called Born Again, so you know it's going to be a little dark. I think if they're using that title alone, there's going to be some darkness with it. That's just my assumption based on the title alone. I think they use that title if it was like a Happy Daredevil project.
Yeah. Anyway, just moving on the list of
from him walking barefoot home from a one-night stand.
Moving along with the shows anyway, guys. We've got Fallout, which kind of looked cool. The trailer looked amazing, actually. It feels like a very Last of Us style of vibe to it, like in the sense of
the golden age of video game TV shows and movies.
Is that what we're calling post-apocalyptic stuff? Just Last of Us vibe?
Well, I think Fallout.
I'm talking about the quality. Actually, no, because it's not the same looking series or film, but it is visually it feels on beat.
It's going to be very different than Last of Us. I can show you that.
I don't mean in that sense. I just mean the quality. The quality looks good. The quality looks good from what we've seen so far. And I can say that about The Last of Us, even though I wasn't. It'll look good.
Do you guys know the concept behind Fallout?
Huh? What's that?
You know, like the concept behind Fallout with the vaults and all that, where there's all the bombs in the world were going to go off. So the people that saved them was this company Vault Tech, who made these vaults to seal off humanity.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of the vaults were also social experiments.
Okay.
So there'd be like one vault where they told everyone that you had to vote on a new leader every other day, and whoever leader gets voted out gets killed. and they would do like crazy social experiments like that would just ruin these people in their small microcosm of their civilizations. And then the vaults all opened, and some of those people were let out to the world, and some of the vaults just didn't open.
I think doing this as a show works. Is like part of
is that actually the game itself? The concept of the game? Okay.
Yeah, that's the concept of the wider universe of the game.
Okay, that sounds cool. That sounds fun. All right, so just moving on, we got House of the Dragon Season 2. It comes out next year. After a year and a half of waiting, we will be getting Part 2. I enjoyed Season 1. I loved it. It was one of the few shows where every episode for me was a near perfect 10. I just was blown away at every single episode.
Good.
It was so solid.
It makes up for
He's not here. I can defend Allison, so I'll say, I'm excited for more of that.
Yeah,
It makes up for how bad the last few seasons were of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I agree. Totally, absolutely, yeah. My personal most anticipated series of next year is going to be this one. I'm just hoping it's really good. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I mean, live action.
I'm so worried about it.
The live action. Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, we've got this live action that looks gorgeous so far from the small trailer we've seen. I'm curious to see what happens. I feel like we'll be getting a carbon copy of what we saw on the animated show, but I'm almost fine with that. Yeah, I agree. I think we've said that before, so that's the big one for me for next year. Right. Next along, we've got Marvel Zombies, an animated one. I don't know too much more about what they're going to be doing. I assume it's going to be in the same style as What If of
I think
animation.
It's picking up after that What If episode. I think it's going to be in that same world.
That would be cool.
The first What If episode was very much Marvel Zombies 1. Mm-hmm. And at the end, they teased with the return of with the show showing Wakanda at the end is like kind of the sanctuary. They teased the idea of bringing the ideas from Marvel Zombies 2, where it's a lot more Walking Dead based ideas of like how the survivors live, but the home base, the protected area, the community was Wakanda, and it had the comic had some fun stuff like Black Panther fell in love with the Wasp, but the Wasp was a zombie. They kept her alive and cured her of her hunger, and she put herself on a robotic head,
right,
a robotic body.
Is Freshman Year even coming out next year? I haven't heard. They've gone very quiet on Spider-Man.
I don't know. It seems so weird to have. It's going to be 6 episodes of nothing.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I've heard I heard it's short. I heard it's going to be only.
Really? Okay.
They're short episodes too.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything promoting it at all.
Weird. It's just another standard Spider-Man show. It's not in the MCU. It's not attached to anything else.
Okay.
It's just going to be another new Spider-Man animated show, but for some reason it's taking a while.
Right. A show I've been following all the way through. Season 7 finishes next year, which is Outlander. It's I've actually enjoyed it. It's a time travel story where this woman from the early 20th century gets thrown back in time 200 years and has a British woman who's forced to kind of live in Scotland, and it kind of production is incredible. Production design, the idea of what life and living would be like in Scotland in those eras, and it takes itself through
Scotland.
The years.
What would it be like living in Scotland? Like it's like a you don't want to.
Yeah, but it's
nice.
I was lucky. Pretty fast.
But over the course of the year, sorry, Jason.
Go ahead.
No. As you're saying, over the course of the years, they end up in America and in this beginning of the Civil War. I think it's going to end at the end of the Civil War, so we don't know what's going to happen to these characters. But it's based around a book series.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Sorry. Go for it, Jason. Go for it, Jason. Jump in.
I'm just saying that
today, Jason. You were just saying what, Jason?
Oh, I'm just saying
you were just saying what?
Too many times. You can only do it like.
All right, Jason, go for it.
I'm just saying that she's lucky she's a British woman in this happening to her because
Sure.
God, could you imagine the possibilities?
I know, right?
Anyway. Well, it's a British woman in Scotland who's stranded in Scotland.
What I'm saying is she's lucky she's white.
Okay, I see.
To like China when it happened. She gets thrown like 1,000 years back into ancient China.
Either way,
screwed.
It's a decent series. I think it now plays on Netflix, at least seasons 1 through to 5, and I've
heard the soundtrack.
Soundtrack's great. It's Bear McCreary. Beautiful work. All right, moving on. Going to Star Wars, of course, we've got Skeleton Crew, which now is being rumored to be pushed towards the end of next year, the end of 2024. Live action series. We just don't know too much about it, except for the fact that it is.
I don't want to tell anybody.
Jude Law's in it.
Yeah, Jude Law's in it. A bunch of kids
Remember that guy,
who may or may not be Jedi. Yeah, who may or may not be Jedi. I have no idea if these kids are Jedi. I know it's in the Mandalorian universe, and
It's revealed at the end of this season that they're all Sith.
I don't know if I'm excited for it because there's been weird reports from set where things were not exactly always comfortable on set for people who were working on the show.
If you gauge the first the first Star Wars on like how it felt on the first set, you'd be thinking the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not
the guy who made American Graffiti. I heard it's a nightmare on his set right now.
No. I'm not talking about because of the way production things happen. I'm talking about the way production was treated by those in charge. And
that's what we're saying. They left. They left the dude in R2. They just left him there. It's like, hey, let me out. Let me out here.
Yeah, I mean,
like we're gonna go get coffee.
These things happen.
This is Star Wars tradition.
For sure. Fair enough.
True to form.
And the other Star Wars show they haven't got a release date for it yet, of course, is The Acolyte, which I am very much looking forward to seeing happen next year.
The Acolyte sounds like that should be a water brand.
Okay.
Like a Star Wars Acolyte.
Got extra alkaline in it, right?
Yeah. And somewhere in the year, we don't know when, but they'll be releasing Tales of the Jedi Season 2 and the Bad Batch season finale, or series finale for Season 3 of the Bad Batch, which I know we weren't so much of.
That show is highly uneventful.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see what they do to end it. I need to rewatch it.
Filler. Like the whole show is just a filler show.
The show showed up, they're like, this is Boba Fett's sister. Didn't explain at all, and then it's going to end without explaining any of that. And then she's never going to be seen again.
Maybe, you're right, yeah.
What would you want to see in Tales of the Jedi Season 2?
Ooh, good question. What would I like to see? I would like to see a story.
What?
I don't... Plo Koon. That would be his training of Ahsoka. I don't feel we need to see any Ahsoka stories in Season 2. I would like to see... I would want to see an animated short on Balon and his stories before
he. Not Jedi. They don't count.
Yeah. I want to. Huh?
What's They're not Jedi.
He was. He came through the Jedi. I want to see that story. I want to see the story of where he was at the Jedi Temple when everything went wrong and how his life changed from that event. Because he was a Jedi, and I would very much like to see that. As a short story.
We got a little bit of Yaddle last season. What if they expand on Yaddle? Maybe not.
No, I don't need to see any expansions of what they did already.
Dead. Spoilers, guys.
Yeah.
Don't need any more.
They all died.
Yeah. Luke, I would like to see Luke around. I would like to see Luke around the Jedi Temple right at the time that he's training Ben Solo. No, but the thing is, it would be something really nice to see. I would like to see a story around that time. I would like to see a short story around that time. And then another one I'd like to see is I would like to see them just take it right back to well before Palpatine. I'd like to see the some stuff in the High Republic.
I want to see a Max Rebo band biopic. It's like get the
that'd be cool. That would be awesome.
Like a mock documentary where they're like going to different states and they're rocking rocking stadiums or whatever.
I would totally have their tour bus break down on Tatooine, their tour ship.
Yeah.
They're just stuck on Tatooine, just pissed.
No, totally. Either we know very little about what they're doing, and they'll probably just do a series of shorts like they did. I assume they'll do two sets of 3 again, where they're kind of semi-tied into the lifestyle of someone or a character that we already know. But who knows? I mean,
I think they should probably do one of each era. I mean, I think wouldn't that make sense to do like a Clone Wars,
cool too.
I would probably do, a Clone Wars character story with Leia or Luke, something like that, and then story like with Rey or Finn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're too focused on Clone Wars right now. I think it'd be interesting for them to branch off into some of the other eras, even like High Republic stuff would be fun, a little hard to do to sell audiences.
Anchorman, I feel that because they're still cooking in this whole future of Rey and all that sort of stuff, I feel like that they're going to hold off on giving us too much. So I doubt we'll see anything in the sequel eras because I feel like the live action stuff is going to take hold for the future stuff from here on around the Rey story.
Well, I think
so I don't think we're going to
the Kylo Ren and Luke stuff. I think that stuff.
that would be great.
Yeah, I think that would be a fun thing to explore without breaking anything that's going to happen in the future that happened in the movies.
Yeah, I agree because they're not going to be able to fill everything with CGI Luke Skywalker in stories and in this middle ground. They will definitely have to do. They'll have to deal with animation. They'll have to deal with animation for that story between Luke, Han, and Leia a lot more. And I'm really hoping that the next animated show after the Bad Batch for the the long-term series will deal with a Luke, Han, and Leia up to that point between Jedi and Luke losing his Jedi temple. I think that would be a great place for animation to do well.
That is very much because of the idea of what happens in the movie, where it's like, the story would be Ben Solo gets dropped off. He's scared of Luke because he doesn't really know him well. He learns to trust him. And then it'd be this whole, happy, jovial adventure of them training and learning together. Yeah. And we all know the end of that story is Luke had that moment of, do I kill this kid? Do I just murder this kid right now? And then it doesn't exactly have the
but we know where it goes. But the thing is that Star Wars has done that all their throughout. You always know what happens to Darth Vader when he's a kid.
I know, where he goes from it would be like you watch the Clone Wars movies and you saw Anakin kill all of those kids, and then you introduce those kids into the Clone Wars show. You'd be like, maybe not do this one.
I'm fine with it. I'm okay with that. I do want to see. I just want to see Luke Skywalker training a Jedi temple and Jedi. Yeah, I think that'd be great, and I want to see it best in animation form.
Didn't they say Mark Hamill's done?
No, they'd have to voice a different actor, and they have actually in the series of shorts. They did actually find some really great voice actors in the the short little shorts. They did some Power of the Force. What were they called? Oh crap! But they did some short. Yeah, they did some shorts where they did do a Han Solo and even Luke Skywalker. They nailed the voices.
That's the other thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a little weird. Like right now, Darth Vader's control AI. Earl Jones gave his voice to them.
But this would involve Vader at that point. So,
I know. I've been looking into that with more actors so they can still do things down the line. And
but remember, James L. Jones's voice is completely on on your car. What's it called? When you drive your car, the navigation. Yeah, he's voiced, which means he's taken Yoda. But James L. Jones is on there as well, and he's voiced everything, every letter of syllable of every word for that.
Yeah, he went through the effort to do it himself, and
So
guys, I gotta leave early.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we're just that's cool. All right, see you, man.
See you.
All right, we're just about done anyway.
Target.
All right. Finish up anyway, guys. We've got The Boys season 4, which I think we're all excited for. Sorry, Max. I'm excited to see The Boys season 4. We have The Penguin, which we still haven't seen very little about. I like how it says streaming 2023. Yeah, that got pushed. So that should be soon too. Final season of Superman and Lois, which I'm looking forward to. I know, Max, you just said that you were not a fan of season 3.
The second half of season 3 was like teeing up season 4 in the weirdest way.
Yeah, season 4 came right at the end. Sorry, the events into season 4 came right at the very end. So,
the last 2 episodes were with the start of season 4, and there's absolutely no conclusion to the end of last season.
Yeah, more or less. Well, they kind of clone. Yeah. Anyway,
but Doomsday. Yeah, I mean, how do you do a good Doomsday arc with? Do you
10
just open with
episodes
Funeral for a Friend? I mean, I think the funny twist is they're probably gonna because they're shrinking the cast, which is another thing I'm not really looking forward to of next season. They're getting rid of most of the main characters. I think they're going to open with a big funeral. You're going to think it's the big Superman funeral for a friend. It's going to be like Sam Lane or something like that. One of the characters that they're just not bringing back. Because at the end of the last season, he got kidnapped, and now he's the character's cut.
Yeah.
What is that? And then we need to finish that plot line?
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably kill the character. I mean, it's pure and simple. They've said that a lot of these actors are not back.
The bad guys won that time.
Yeah, but that's all budget stuff and everything too. So anyway, there's that. Of course, we've got X-Men 97 coming out. We don't know when still, but I'm excited to see what they do for it.
I heard early this next year. I heard it's going to be the first 6 months of next year.
That's what I thought, but we haven't gotten any.
We haven't got a trailer or anything yet.
So,
there is a lot of
animation animation though, they very rarely drop too much well in advance with
I think their marketing has been with kids, and it's mostly there's a lot of toys out there, so multiple lines of Marvel Legends.
Oh, that's right. I know the toys are out. Okay.
Yeah,
a lot of
rhyming, waiting for the kids to.
Yeah.
Hey there, Chris. How's it going, man?
They're getting these kids subconsciously into these characters, into those uniforms, into the '90s aesthetic, look, and they're phasing out the old toys of them in their modern costumes.
Yeah, I'm curious. I never really got into or finished watching the original X-Men animated show back in the day. I was just getting too old for it, and it felt like Ninja Turtles for me. It was like I was getting too old to watching something different in animation of the time, and I was in my early 20s when that came out, late teens. So I'm curious to see what they do that sparks my memory of what I remember of the original show, and whether they improve upon it, and how they improve upon it.
Oh, I think it's going to be it's going to be just essentially a reboot. It's not going to change the storylines or anything like that, but it's going to keep doing their tradition of taking classic X-Men stories, mostly Claremont stories, and putting them through what their view of a modern lens is.
Right. Oh no, that's it. I forgot that there was tickets going up on sale for Rebel Moon on the big screen. I'm not invested in it as much. I was saying before, I'm not a fan of Zack Snyder's work, and the trailer doesn't do anything for me. I'm hoping that it is well perceived, but I don't know how that's going to be perceived yet. So I'm curious. I will be curious, Chris, as to what your thoughts are on this series, because I know you're very hyped to seeing the Rebel Moon Part 1. Anyway, guys, one last thing, which is coming out next year. Do we even care about this show anymore? At least I know Elijah won't. Max, we've got The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, and it looks like...
Oh my god, I'm trying to remember what that was for a second. This is, it's such a bastardization of what The Walking Dead was about. It wasn't some big, glamorous zombie franchise.
Okay.
Taking zombies, looking at it through a real lens of like, how does human nature react to this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Sure, it had great action moments and it had really cool characters.
Oh, this has already come out already? I thought it hasn't come out yet. I thought it was. Isn't it next year?
No, it's next year. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
the whole what Walking Dead's become in the show.
Oh, what it became. Okay, gotcha.
In the last few shows, they've been. I dropped off once they started searching for a cure. And there's this government organization that may or may not have started it, or may or may not have a cure, or who knows. And it's just so far removed from what the Walking Dead should be about.
Yeah, I've definitely lost complete interest in the universe, but they're still making them, so it's
because they killed
Rick and Michonne. So
they just moved him. They just blew him off a bridge and he floated away. And
so bad.
Now it's like 6 years later. They're like, what if we had him reunite with Michonne? Because she also just Her character arc.
She went walkabout searching for him. Yeah, I remember.
It's the most. That is the worst ending for her to go. Well, this other actor left the show. I'm gonna go look for him, and she just walks off into the woods and leaves. And she has a young
and does a couple of Marvel films in between there, and
because the actress is successful, and she's a young child in the show.
That's
she's just like later. I'm just gonna. She's two young children technically, but she just leaves them to walk in the woods to look for her husband, who drifted off on lake. It's such baffling writing when you break it down.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, guys, that's basically that was our short list of what's coming up between 2024 for shows and movies coming out. Tell us your thoughts out there, guys. What are you excited for 2024 in the sense of movies and shows? Put it in the comments below. And basically, I think we might take a break until the beginning of the new year, because right now, next Sunday is the day before Christmas, and the following Sunday is the day before New Year's. And I figured we may as well, we might break it out for a little bit. So we'll come back on the first week of January. Unless something big. Oh, we will be doing our reactions to What If, because that starts on the 22nd later this week. And I don't know if we'll do them every night. We might bundle a few together.
We might have to bundle 3 at one time during the day when we have time to watch them. Like, I don't think it's going to work for everybody to watch it. Like,
right, exactly, yeah. But ultimately, I am
an episode.
I'm curious to watch them. Yeah. In fact, actually, we've got they did drop a list of each of the episodes, and this is each episode and when they air. So this is the order of them.
Oh, they're doing a 1602 episode.
Yeah. 1602?
Yeah, it's Neil Gaiman did a story of it's like what if the Marvel Universe took place in 1602. It's when you
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what's coming. That's what we'll be watching and doing some reactions to. Then, of course, Echo is in early in January as such. So, guys, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year out there. And we shall drop reactions, but we probably won't go live again until the first week of January. So we shall catch you all later. Thanks for joining us, and have a great 2024, everybody.